Welcome again to BISP Solution. So we are here to solve the FCCs tickets, and it is related to those issues or the queries which we face while working on the FCCs application. So let's see what are the tickets available for us for its resolution. Okay, so let's go and see. We have this tickets for its we will try to solve these tickets. Means this one, they create a general template for making an intercompany adjustment, and we can have an predict consolidation time. There is a variable, substitution variable, by which through which we can just predict the consolidation time. And we have certain and the issues related to the validation of metadata, uh, validation metadata validation. So we will see that also. So let's start with this. Create a template for general template for temp for for template details, that is IC adjustment. So in this we have to create an template for the passing the general entries, consolidation general entries, and in this we will create a adjustment, IC adjustment. Maybe so let's go to our application first. Many time it happens that while passing an entry, an amount may be passed on to a wrong account or may not be, and the intercompany adjustment was not been assigned to that particular account. So for this purpose we can just create a template for passing such adjustment. Okay, so we will first go to our smart view. So our ticket number is 155, and let's see, we have this entity, these two entities, West 104, and in this we have booked some expenses, that is revenue expenses we have booked for this particular product. Okay, for product desktop we have passed some entry related to international adjustment, and we have booked, since it is in credit sales, we have booked it in the debtors one. So appropriately we have given the define the movement for this account member, revenue international and debtors. For debtors it is changes in account receivable, and for revenue international it is changes in net income. So we will just input and some hypothetical amount here. So let's make it as 25,000. We have sold booked some international revenue for this desktop, for this entity, for period January 2015. So let's go and just submit this one. So just first refresh it. Okay, so we will just re-input it. So we are getting some error. Okay, just reconnected. Okay, so just now try to re-input it, make it as 18,000. So just submit this one. So we are getting some error. I don't know why this error is being crept in. So let's see. With this smart view is connected, so it is connected with 167. Okay, let's create a new worksheet here, and Okay, what we will do, we will just input this and copy it, try to. Okay, let's see whether this works for us or not. So revenue international. Oh, it's a general input. Okay. What we will do? Okay, sorry. As we have selected this data input, uh, the data source here is our general input. That's why we are not able to input this figure. So, so do that. I already have created one uh, consolidation general for this also. Okay. So this is actual 15 January, and this is the revenue sales for 155. That is our ticket number. So what we will do, we will just, I have already inputted the figure here. This is for the revenue international, no intercompany. I have not given an internet, no intercompany. Movement is changes in net income, and multi-gap is local gap, and the product here is our desktop. So this is the revenue we have earned and the data we have booked. Okay, so let's go and save this one and submit this and post this one, approve this one. Now it has been posted. So let's go and refresh it and refresh our date, smart view also. Now let's see, we got this figure for international revenue. We have got this 20,000, and for datas it is 20,000. But this amount of this revenue international is to be booked against the international revenue and with an intercompany partner, that is West 103 ICP. Okay, so what we will do, we will just transfer this one into the another entity by through an adjustment entry, and for that also I have already created the template here. So to create a template for this, we will have to go to this tab, and from here I have already created one template, intercompany T155 intercompany template. So in this I have just defined the the probable members, dimension members, and left the amount as blank and just have saved it. So to create a new template for this purpose, okay, sorry. So it is for FI15, it is Jan, view periodic and yeah, entity. It's okay, just click on this. Okay, so for this purpose I will just create it from template. So I will select that particular template T international and just apply this one. So we can just make the change the label here. Okay, from intercompany. Okay, intercompany revenue expenses. Okay, and as I have given the name as template for passing intercompany. So we have to transfer the amount from international revenue to international receivable. So first we will just pass this entry for international revenue international. This one, as I said, as I have already created some figure, the random figure here. So I will just change that one, and I will change the entity also, W underscore 104. So it is in no intercompany. So I will just use here no intercompany, changes in net income. It is correct. And local gap is there, this one. So local gap and desktop product is our desktop here. Okay, so what we will do, we will just first create this line item for this transfer and this for nullifying this revenue international figure. So it comes to it will be debited here. Okay, and and the second line item we have to transfer this to our international uh, intercompany intercompany revenue account. So what I will do, I will change this account to IC revenue. We have to assign one intercompany partner. Just go and paste this one. Changes in net income, it will remain same. Local gap, desktop revenue, and 20,000. So we can just write transferred from a regular account. I will use West ICP 103. Okay. And either I will write transfer to intercompany account. Just save this one. It has been saved. Let's go and scan this one. So scan completed, no errors detected. Let's first submit this one. Submit and approve it. So once approved, it automatically get posted. So now you can see this has been entry has been passed for transferring to intercompany adjustment. So let's go and check in our smart view. Let's refresh this figure. Now you can see in the revenue intention, I think IC revenue, yes, it has, the amount has been credited here. From the debtors account. I think basically I have just done a mistake here. I will just unpost it and reject it. I have chosen the wrong account here. Here I have to choose the revenue international. So for that I will just use the correct amount. That's why it has not shown the, it is showing the figure in the revenue international. So just save this one and just submit and just approve it. So it has been posted now. So now let's come to here. Now you can see the from revenue international, the amount has been reduced and it has been transferred to the ICP revenue account. Okay, so this is how we can we have just transferred the uh, amount from revenue international to intercompany revenue with an intercompany entity tagged to it. So for this we have created one template here. So this is the our first ticket which we have just solved here. Just go here and just make it. Now we have this predict consolidation time 1, 3 and 12 month and prepare a log file. So there is an one substitution variable which we can enable in our application, which helps us to know, to predict the probable consolidation time for consolidation time for a particular entity. So for that we will have to enable one uh, prediction a substitution variable. So for that I have this the smart view ready with me, and I will just input the figure in this. Just copy this one and just I will just paste here and I will submit it. So it has been included into our the figures have been included now in our second sheet, we will just see the consolidation result. So before that, what we will do, we will enable the predict consolidation variable time. So go to our application. From here, under substitution variable, this is the variable. Under tools, we will go to this substitution variable tab, and now you can see this enable predict consolidate. So this is the substitution variable which I have added in this variable, substitution variable, and I have set the value as true, so that we can get the uh, predict the consolidation time for the consolidation which we run. So this is the input we have done. Now we will go to our application, and we'll run the business rule. So from rule, we have this option available here. Predict the time needed to finish the consolidation run. So we will just go and launch this one. So we have to enter the entity here. So just make it as total geography. We have input this figure for January 15. It is actual, and it is FY 15. So and just launch it. Okay, was run successfully. So to see the details, we will go to job, and now you can see predict consolidation time is now been, we can see here. So just click on this completed, and just we will click on this. Now you can see we have created, we in this system predicted time to complete the job, it is 4 minutes 22 second consolidation scope, and it is to be considered 24 periods. Okay, deployed rule 9 movement, it gives us an DSO enable, deployed insertion rule. Okay, so means it has been given, it is giving us the predict consolidation time details. So I will just copy this one and log message. So just copy and keep it for our reference purpose here. Okay, okay, what we will do, we will keep it in our tickets detail. Okay, okay. And now let's go to our smart view sheet and let's see the details. It is here itself. Now we will go to again run the business rule, and okay, before that I will have to just define the details here. The under the consolidation they have defined the ownership structure. Okay, it has been changed. We have to do the metadata refresh. Keep it as 100%. Just make it as holding. Save this one. Okay, just make it as 90, 80%. Chalo. We will run the business rule again. It is total geography. Launch it. So let's go to job and see the details. It has been consolidated. So we got this log message, list of entities to be considered, FCCs, generating investment PP. It is giving us the total detail and how much time it has considered it. System predicted time to complete the job 4 minutes 22 seconds, but it has completed the same in the within the time of from 42 second, from 0.42 to 53, means in 11 second it has completed. So in this we got this additional data of consolidation predicting the consolidation time. So we will just go and take a screenshot of it for our reference purpose. Okay, copy and just paste this one. Okay, now we will go to our now you can see we got the required figures here, because by running the prediction of consolidation time doesn't run the consolidation, but it can only predict the consolidation time. The consolidation will happen only when we will run the consolidation. I think I have inputted in the wrong sheet here. Okay, SV2. Okay, let's take the screenshot once again. Okay, so this is how we can just make the prediction time. Well, predict the consolidation time by enabling this message, enabling this substitution variable. So, so this is very helpful while running the details for the longer period of for a when the business when the data is bulkier, is heavier, and it takes it too much of time. So it will be helpful that one can just predict the time. Now we will come to our second, the another ticket. Remove primary members must exist before shared data. So for that, we will go to our application and we will run from the overview, the option tab. We will run the refresh validate metadata and run. So it will give us an error. Okay. For the account, let's see for the accounts. Now you can see shared member should exist before the primary member. That is, primary member must exist before shared member. It is the same thing. That is, shared member should not exist before the primary member. So it is giving us the member name also. It is 999-001. Okay. So let's go to the dimension and let's search for the member 999-001 and search it. Now we got this the first member. It is shared one here. It is shared and it is in the main hierarchy basically. Okay, and let's select the another one. So it is in the alternate hierarchy of the balance sheet 999-001. It becomes the primary member, and this becomes the shared member. The shared member exists in the main hierarchy. It should not be like this. So the shared member should exist after the primary member, but here the case is reverse. So what we will do, we will just change the details here. So what we will do, we will just change the property here and just make it as 1a and mm, just save this one. Okay, and what we will do, we will just change its property from shared to okay. It has been locked. Okay, so we just can't do this unlock it. We cannot just unlock it. So what we will do, we will just go and delete this one and we will create a new member here. Sibling cash at bank 001, make it as never share. In the member formula also make it as in the member share and just save this one. Now this is the, we have created the details into our main hierarchy. Now we will just make it as a shared member, as it is not being it is in the alternate hierarchy. So just go here and just rename it, because it cannot create when we will I have suffix it with an a, so that we can if we have not done that, then it would have not allowed us to create the new member with the same name. So just go here and from the store make it as just first an object with the same name exist here. So what we will do, we will just make it as dynamic calc and okay, one and save it. Let's go and check. Now it is not allowing us to create the same, so that also we will have to delete this one first. So just delete this one and create a new member with the same code. Add a child here and and data storage we will select it as shared one. Okay, it is uh, giving information should be or will be the properties will be overwritten with the same base member. Save it. Now you can see it has created. So the system quickly recognize the member with the account with the same number, and it is it will allowed with the same number only when we will create the second member as our shared members. Okay, so we will just go here again, see the once again run the validate the metadata, validate metadata, and we will run the same and just see the that member 99999001 is not available here. The error is not exist here. Okay, we can just save that one, search that one. But we will not get that figure because we have changed the property of it. We have corrected that figures. Okay, then we have another uh, error in this. We have seen here the console operator total AB. This one, the console operator should be ignore. The console operator should be ignored here. So this is the our metadata type. During metadata analysis of level 0 must be a valid one. When there is a level 0 member exists, so the data storage for that has already been defined. So what it has been defined? It has been defined in this fashion. So level 0 member data storage should be valid. The data storage type should be valid for all level 0 members. So it has defined what should be the data storage for 0 level members. For entity, movement and dimension, it should be store, never share or shared. Okay, and similarly for account, data source, multi-gap, and user created, and for custom dimensions, the data storage should always be never share, store, shared or dynamic. But in this case we are getting error for this entities. The console operator should be ignored. The data storage should be never share or shared. Okay, for level 0 member it is for comp A, that is the entity comp underscore A. Okay, so let's go and try to resolve this issue. From dimension we will go to from navigator we go to dimension, and from here we will go to entity, and under this we have this comp A. So it is, now you can see the data storage here set is dynamic calc, which is a wrong one. So what we will do, we will just go here and just make it as never share, and we'll change the plant type from addition to ignore. We will have to also make the in the member formula also member property, just save this one and refresh the database. So it is updating the cube, refreshing the database. Now it has been finished. Okay, now we will once again validate the metadata. And let's run it. Now you can see the uh, error for this comp underscore a for our entity has not been existing here. Okay, because we have resolved that issue. We have changed the property for this entity. So we have this AB and comp B. Okay, okay, we will go again to the dimension, to the entity. So it is giving error for this also. So let's go here. It is saying that this plant type should be ignored. It should be ignored. And the data storage here, it is correct. Never share. Just save this one. And under this, we have this control B, comp underscore B. So the data storage here, it is never share. It is perfectly right. But the console operator should be ignored. Let's check the member formula. It is never share. It's perfectly okay. Just save this one and do the refresh once again, because only after refresh the system will recognize the any changes, metadata changes. So it has been finished. Now let's check that in our validation overview, action, validate metadata, run. Now let's see for this entity. Now there is no error for this entity comp underscore AB or comp underscore A. Okay. Now we have been solved this error also. This one also. Level 0 member is a dynamic calc. Okay. So let's see. A level 0 member cannot be a dynamic calc. So I have not just created that one. So let's go to balance sheet, total asset, current asset, under this FCCs, this one. So let's make this 01644 as a dynamic calc. Make it as dynamic calc, and save this one. Okay, and just refresh it. So since this is a child, 440016 is a child for its parent 4400000000. So that's why it cannot be an dynamic calc member. It should be an independent one. Okay, let's go and check that into the validate the, we have to again validate the metadata. Now you can see this one for our console. The data storage is dynamic calc. A level 0 dynamic calc cannot be used within the balance sheet balanced balance sheet. The data stored dynamically cannot be used within the balance sheet. This is the error which we are getting for our member. This is 440016. So what we will have to do, we will have to go to this dimension and again and have to change the it's a data storage property. Never share, just save this one and just refresh it once again. Okay, finish, and we will see whether that error warning is removed or not when we will now validate the metadata. So now let's search for that member. So that member is not available here. So because we have just resolved the validation error for that particular member. Okay. So this is how we can just solve the validation error related to uh, the validation error which may face while working into the application. So there are these are the very small things, but creates a can challenge a big to us while working on the application. So this is all for our today's session, and we will just come again and we'll try to solve more such tickets related to the FCCs. So now we will just conclude our session here and we'll meet again. So goodbye.